we're not immigrants in this land. Our ancestors being here, we all were not immigrants. This is our land, everybody's land. So now, from now on, actually, can we get more people? Come over here, get closer. Let's get closer. Let's get closer like a family here. So now we have Commissioner Amanda Fritz who's going to give a brief speech.
Good afternoon. Thank you everyone for being here. And on behalf of the Portland City Council, welcome to your City Hall. And thank you to the dancers for blessing our space here. Thank you for blessing it from the north and the south and the east and the west. And thank you for all of you who recognize that we stand on sacred ground, not only because it was sacred being close to the banks of the Willamette for thousands of years before my ancestors came here, but because it's here that we make laws that are supposed to help people and serve people. And I'm very proud that the Portland City Council unanimously supported the DREAM Act, and we will continue to support the DREAM Act. I came to this country from England when I was 21 years old. I stayed in a Salvation Army shelter for 2 months. And through the kindness of strangers, I was able to get an education. My husband was able to get an education, and we were able to get to the point where I was elected to be inside this hall making laws for you. And everyone should have that opportunity. We need immigration laws that are reasonable, equitable, and enforceable. And the laws we have right now are none of those things. So we need to work harder to continue to press. And it seemed to me that the DREAM Act was a sensible first step, that at least the youth who came here with their parents, who had no choice about whether they came here, and yet those youth had a choice about whether they studied well in school or went into the military, at least those youth should have a path to citizenship. Doesn't that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
So we worked really hard, and I honor everyone here who worked so hard in the Salem legislature when we were not able to pass it at the national level. I have found that things that are worth doing often take time, and they often take more than one try. And we are not going away, right?
Right.
We are here to stay. This is our country, this is everyone's country, and we are a nation of immigrants, honoring those who lived here for centuries and recognizing that before my ancestors got here, there was no such thing as an undocumented immigrant because there was no documentation of the people who came here in 1492 and thereafter. So now we need to work harder to pass the laws that will restore some fairness and sanity and equity in our city, in our state, and in our country. And I'm so grateful that each one of you chose to come here today to participate in showing your support for the ongoing work. We will not stop until we have equity.
Thank you, Mr. Amanda Fritz. Thank you for your support. Now we're going to have one of our members, one of the youngest members here, give a little bit speech. Good, Vanessa.
Scary.
My name is Rosario Lopez, and I'm undocumented, unafraid, and unashamed. Mi nombre es Rosario López y soy indocumentada, sin miedo, y lo digo con orgullo. I came to this country when I was 13 years old, and we came here because my dad lost his job. Due to things like NAFTA, we have businesses traveling to our countries and yet we are telling human beings that they can't travel, they can't cross borders. So we're here, and we're not criminals. We have been treated like criminals, and I have seen my people being criminalized. Yo vine aquí a los 13 años por cosas como NAFTA, que dejan a mi gente sin trabajo en sus propios países. Y nos dicen que nuestra gente no puede viajar, pero después nos dicen que los negocios sí pueden ir a nuestros países para dejarnos sin trabajo. Eso es muy injusto. Nosotros tenemos que trabajar para que se pare la criminalización de nuestras comunidades. He participado en desorden civil y he dicho miles de veces que no tengo miedo y que no voy a seguir las leyes injustas en este país. I took part in civil disobedience before, and I have already said 1,000 of times that I'm not going to follow unjust laws that are robbing my humanity. I'm here to ask everyone, all undocumented youth, to stand up and fight for their basic human rights. Estoy aquí para pedirle a todos los jóvenes indocumentados que se paren y peleen por sus derechos básicos humanos. No podemos permitir que haya gente que está durmiendo en centros de detenciones por más de un año, cuando los centros de detenciones están ganando $200 por cada noche que alguien está ahí. We cannot wait until when we have people suffering inside detention centers. They're making profit of people suffering. Every night that an immigrant spends the night at a detention center, they are making at least $200 a night. So we need to stop that. We need to work with states like Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina that are having a tough fight. Now, I have been told that I cannot get a driver's license. I have been told that I cannot get an education. But yet, we need to fight against that. Ya nos han dicho que no podemos recibir licencias, nos han dicho que no podemos recibir educación, pero aún así no podemos darnos por vencidos. Eso es todo.
Ahora tenemos a otro miembro de la comunidad. Se llama Omar. ¡Omar!
How's everybody doing today? Doing good? Yeah? Well, my name is Omar. I'm a queer, I'm an undocumented immigrant and no longer ashamed. I came to the United States when I was 11 from Mexico. I was given a promise for a better future, but this promise soon changed into a nightmare. When my visa expired, I did not know what it meant to have an expired visa. At a young age, you don't think of anything. I lived with fear of ever opening the door and seeing cops come into my house and taking my parents away, taking me away from my home. And I always have fear. I have a speech, but I'm not gonna read. I'm just gonna say it from my heart. I don't want to live in fear anymore. I hate being criminalized, being labeled. I am not just a label. I am queer. I am Latino, and yet I seem to be an outsider in my own community. And it's not fair that just because the way I was raised, the things I believe in, it's not fair that I get to be criminalized for that. At a young age, I wanted to get a driver's license. I wanted to get an ID, but yeah, I was not able to. I am from Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, there was a law that took all immigrants out of a town called Hazeltown. And to me, that was close to my home. And I felt like if I ever went out on the streets, if I ever did anything, I was gonna be caught. And I found people like myself and people like us who organize and who come together as a team and we inspire young people. At a young age, I've done so many things, and yeah, I seem to inspire older people than myself. And it's all I have to say. I mean, my story, it was a great story. It could have been a great story, but it's better if I spoke from the heart. Those are just letters and syllables I wrote, and that's all I have to say. My name is Omar. I'm queer, I'm unashamed, and I am undocumented.
Undocumented, unafraid. Undocumented,
Unafraid.
undocumented,
Unafraid.
undocumented.
Unafraid.
Now we have Diana.
My name is Diana, and I arrived to the United States from Mexico at the age of 3. I am now 21. When I was in elementary school, I used to be that little girl who always carried band-aids with her when we went on field trips, just in case anyone got injured. I used to be the little girl who would walk behind and motivate my classmates to keep on going. See, my dad was in Mexico during the explosion, the Pemex petroleum explosion of '84, and during the earthquake of '85. He was a volunteer, in which he spent days searching for bodies. I admired him. He was my inspiration, and I wanted to be like him. I wanted to make him proud. Ever since I've been a little girl, I've been wanting to become a firefighter paramedic. As soon as I could, I started volunteering at the American Red Cross, my community emergency response team, and went on ride-alongs with the fire station. In 2008, when I graduated from high school, I attended Temecula Community College, in which I completed all my prerequisites for both the firefighting and the paramedic program, each term making it on the dean's list. But because I don't have those 9-digit numbers, I cannot pursue my goal. I cannot be a firefighter paramedic. I cannot wear that uniform I so wanted to wear. And I can't serve my community, just because of lack of those 9 numbers. I feel like I'm a speech. Sorry. And I am tired. I am tired of seeing time go by, not knowing if I will ever get that chance. But most importantly, I'm tired of living day by day in fear, not knowing what might happen next. Fear of my family being torn apart one day and never seeing them again. I've already had 2 family members die. 2 family members I was incredibly close to, and I was never able to say bye to them. I promised them I would. It's been years since I've been in Mexico. And though I love that place, I can never pack my things and go back. This is the place I call my home. This is the place I love. I'm heartbroken to know that so many dreams from youth like those here are still on hold because of our broken immigration system. Because we have not passed the DREAM Act. It's been a 10-year battle and we cannot pass that. And that is why I stand here today. I stand here in hopes that more youth will join us, that they will come out of the shadows and fight for their dreams, in hope that others will realize the wasted talent and that they will join us. My name is Diana, I'm undocumented, and I'm unafraid.
In the last couple of weeks, people have been asking me, are you afraid? Afraid to be taken away? Afraid of being taken away from your daughter and your family? I responded, I can't continue to live in fear and shame anymore. I decided to come out of the shadows and show people we're not afraid. If I continue to remain in the shadows, I continue to fear my oppressor. I should be afraid if I won't do anything. Since I can get a license, since I gotta pay the out-of-state tuition, I can't provide a better future for my daughter and my family. That's why I stand here today, to represent undocumented youth and families still living in fear. I'm a parent, a husband, a son, an Oregonian, a taxpayer. Yeah! And most importantly, I'm undocumented. I'm unafraid and I'm unashamed. I came to the United States when I was 12 with my courageous and hardworking parents looking for a better life, looking for a better education. Unfortunately, due to the lack of communications, I have faced some challenges. I have felt in depression.